Hi friends, hope you're doing well. My name is Saajid. Welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be a book haul. I am going to be basically hauling all of the books that I got over the summer, and I use the term summer lightly because I'm from the tropics. This is really more of a rainy season book haul. Yeah, let's call it that actually. I like that more, a rainy season book haul. So I accumulated quite a few books over the past few months. I didn't like when the pandemic first started, I decided not to buy any books and I didn't buy anything until May. So I went like 3 whole months without buying any new books. And since May to now August, I have accumulated almost 30 books or so. So I'm here to share them with y'all today. I'm going to start off with some young adult books, some adult books, some nonfiction, and then I'm going to show you a really fun vlog that I tried to do a weekend reading vlog this weekend, and part of that weekend reading vlog was me and my friend going to a used bookstore, and we did a little book haul and everything, but I didn't end up finishing the books that I planned on reading that weekend, so it really just makes no sense for me to, like, that vlog is futile now. So to save that really fun and wholesome footage of us going to the bookstore, and also like letting y'all know about the bookstore if y'all from Trinidad, you want to go and support the bookstore, I thought that I would include that clip later on in the video. So I'm just letting y'all know that to expect it later on, but for now let us jump straight into the haul. As I said, we're starting off with the young adult books, and of this entire haul I only have 3 so far. There were a few more in the a few surprise young adult books in the bookstore book haul, but we'll get to that. But for now, I first have Mirage by Somaiya Daud. This is the new paperback copy, which is just absolutely stunning. This is like one of the most gorgeous books that I've gotten for the year. But this is a sci-fi novel that's actually sent to me by Flatiron Books in exchange for an honest review, so thank you so much to them. I'll leave a link to down below if you want to purchase a copy of this one. But I'm super duper excited to read this because I've always wanted to read it. It's always been on my radar, but I never really like actually made the effort to get a copy, and now I got a copy for free, which is great. And pretty much all I know about it is that it is a sci-fi novel with some fantasy elements that are inspired by Moroccan and North African culture, and I'm just very excited to jump into this one. I was also sent a copy by the publisher of The Henna Was by Adiba Jaigirdar. This is the final copy, the final hardcover edition, which is also really pretty. I have an arc that they sent to me earlier this year, Page Street Publishing, and they were kind enough to also send me a final copy because of the first interview that I did with Adiba Jaigirdar on my channel. You could check that out. You could check out the other interview. I did 2 interviews with Adiba on my channel, so there's a lot of Henna Was content on my channel, and if you want to know more, especially insights from the author, definitely go check out those interviews. But I absolutely love this book. It's a YA novel set in Ireland. It's an FF romance with a queer Muslim protagonist. It's everything I ever needed and more, and you should definitely check it out. Hi, editing Saajid here. I apparently forgot to talk about the 3rd young adult book, which was the Subtweet by Vivek Shraya, which has, again, like, just a stunning cover. This is set in Canada. I believe Shraya is a Canadian author, and she's known mostly for her poetry, I believe, but this is her first, I could be wrong, but this is her first, like, work of fiction, like a first, like, prose novel. And this is a story about a girl who is a singer, and she gets into a fight with another, like, famous person, and one of them subtweets the other, and it leads to, like, this whole drama or something. And it's supposed to be kind of like a commentary on, like, social media culture and Twitter culture, from what I understand. So I'm definitely intrigued to see what I get out of this story, but I'm super duper looking forward to it. I really need to stop saying that I'm super duper looking forward to it, because I feel like I say that a lot every time I do book hauls. Then I have a stack of adult books, starting off with The Star Side of Bird Hill by Naomi Jackson, and this is a West Indian novel set in Barbados of 1989. We're following 2 sisters from Brooklyn who end up going to Barbados because their parents are from Barbados, so they send them back home to spend some time with their grandmother, and I've heard really great things about it, so I'm looking forward to it. I also got A Burning by Mecca. This is a story about a Muslim girl who gets accused of committing a terrorist attack in India. The politician who is very much driving this narrative that this girl committed the terrorist attack, and a woman who knows what really happened but doesn't want to say anything because she could put her own life at jeopardy. Jeopardy, not did I say jeopardy? I think I said jeopardy. Wow, okay, yeah. Jeopardy, right. Jeopardy. yeah, I heard great things about it, so I have a feeling I'll enjoy it. The next one I have is Such a Fun Age by Kylie Reid, which everybody has been talking about. Pretty much all I know about this is that it's about this girl, a black girl, who's babysitting a white baby. She takes the baby to a like grocery store or something, and somebody comes and confronts her and tells her racist things and tries to accuse her of like kidnapping the girl. Somebody records it and then it goes viral, and it's about them sort of dealing with the consequences of that virality. But I also feel like there's a lot more going on in here because I recently saw Kathy talk about it in her weekly entertainment wrap up, and she talked about like some things that I was not expecting. So I feel like this book is going to be a lot more intense than I think it will be. So I'm really looking forward to jumping into it. Next up, you've seen me talk about this book quite a few times. You saw me talk about it in my July wrap up because I absolutely loved it, and that is The Beauty of Your Face by Sahara Mustafa. This is centered around a school shooting, so if that's something you're sensitive to, definitely be careful. But the majority of the book actually isn't centered around that particular day. It takes place throughout the life of the main character, and we just keep going back to that particular day. She's the principal of the school. It's an all-girls Muslim school, and a white supremacist shooter comes to essentially attack and kill students, and she ends up in a confrontation with the shooter, and the confrontation is told from both her perspective and the shooter's perspective. But as I said, the majority of the book kind of follows her throughout her life, growing up as the daughter of Palestinian immigrants from a fairly non-religious Muslim family, and a very dysfunctional family at that. And we follow her as she finds Islam again, and she becomes essentially a revert to sort of cope with the trauma and dysfunction that she grew up with in her family. And it is a fantastic read. I highly recommend it. The next book was kindly sent to me by my very good friend Michael Araujo. He was hosting a giveaway on Twitter. Definitely give him a follow on Twitter and on Instagram. He is such an awesome person. So he asked me which book I wanted after I won the giveaway, and I told him I wanted The God of Small Things by Arundhati Roy, because it's a book that I've been meaning to read for quite some time. It is hailed as a modern classic, I guess. It was the first book by a woman of color to win the Booker Prize, which is amazing. And it is set in India, and that's pretty much everything I know about it. If you would like this book to be sold to you, I highly recommend that you watch Ted Ed's video. So Ted Ed did a video basically sort of explaining why you should read this book, and I love it when they do their little book promotion videos like that. It's incredible. So definitely go watch that, because this book I'm sure is going to be a really good one. Wow. The next book that I got is one that I'm almost done with. I'm currently reading. It's called Serious Blooms at Night by Shani Mutu. You might recall that I read Valmiki's Daughter by Shani Mutu earlier this year, but I don't think I even hauled that book. I bought it and I read it for a course, and I didn't know whether I was going to like it or not, but I absolutely loved it. So I wanted to go back and read some more books by Shani Mutu. This is her debut novel, and it is set in a fictional alternative to Trinidad, and it follows this guy who is very interested in the life and history of this vague, mysterious, infamous woman in their hometown, and her name is Mala Ramchandran, and she has allegedly murdered her father. She just has a lot of baggage, and it's about Tyler kind of like coming to his own self-discovery as a queer person, but also telling Mala's story and giving us the very tumultuous and traumatic history that she had growing up, which compelled her to become the person that she is today. It is so good. So freaking good. Y'all need to read Shani Mutu. Her writing is excellent, and I'm really, really enjoying that one. Then I have Red at the Bone by Jacqueline Woodson, and this is another one of those books that I just bought because everybody else was reading it. I really don't know what it's about. All I know is that it follows two families who may or may not have a problem with each other. I'm not sure exactly what the relationship between the family is, but one of the daughter from one of the families gets pregnant for a son from the other family. So it's about how the entire family is sort of dealing with this. And that's pretty much all I know, but I have a feeling I'm going to enjoy it because it's Jacqueline Woodson, and Brown Girl Dreaming is like my life. I love that book, so hopefully I feel the same about this one. Then I have some spec fic stuff. So I have Kindred by Octavia E. Butler. Remember I was telling you about the TED Ed promotional videos. They have a whole video about why you should read not just this book, but like Octavia E. Butler in general. So definitely go watch that, and also go watch Jerry's announcement video for the Octavia E. Butler slow read, which she is co-hosting with Isis and Tati. I am super duper looking forward to that. That's actually why I went ahead and purchased a copy of Kindred, because I want to take part in it. Basically, they're reading all of Octavia E. Butler's books over the next 2 years, so they're doing one book every 2 months. So it's a slow read. It gives you enough time to actually read the book without pressure. You don't have to read like, all of her books within like a couple weeks or a couple months. You have like a large span of time to read her stories, and I'm really, really looking forward to taking part in that and getting into Octavia E. Butler, because that's been something that I've been meaning to do for quite some time. So Kindred, as far as I know, is a story about a woman named Dana. So the book was published in the 1970s. We're following Dana in the 1970s, and she keeps getting sent back in time. And what she realizes is that she has to do something. She has to make sure that a very bad thing happens. And if that bad thing doesn't happen, then she will cease to exist. So the book is meant to be very confronting about slavery and, American history and whatnot. And I am very much looking forward to it. The last spec fic book I bought was The Poppy War by R.F. Kuang. Look at me buying adult epic high fantasy. Who am I anymore? I bought this because booktube pressure, but also I am buddy reading it with my friends Sai and Uday, and we are going to have a really good time reading this. I could tell for sure. We were supposed to start today, but I was like, could you give me another day or two, because I need to I need some time. So I'm really looking forward to this one. All I know about it is that it's a retelling of the Sino-Japanese War with a fantastical twist, and I think it has somewhat of like a kind of warrior academy type situation going on. I don't know, don't quote me on that, but that's what the book is about apparently. Next up, I have some non-fiction. So we first have From Here to Eternity by Caitlyn Dauty, which I read and absolutely loved. Caitlyn Dauty is the mastermind behind Ask a Mortician, which is like my favorite YouTube channel. She talks about death, and she makes death really interesting. And this book is somewhat of a memoir. I would say it's really more so of a travel memoir, I guess. And she's traveling the world to observe how different cultures around the world observe death and practice death and mourning and grieving rituals. It's a great read because it's a book that does something that I really appreciate, which is illuminate how knowledge is constructed differently amongst different groups of people across the world. What you might think of as weird or wrong or immoral might be normal for another group of people. It's about constructing knowledge. It's about constructing knowledge around things differently. And this book in particular is about how we construct knowledge around death differently. And in doing that, she is deconstructing Western ideas of death that have come out of the very capitalist funeral industry, as well as our own fear of death in the West, by exposing us to ideas and practices from other people who have come to terms with death and the dying process, and the dead body in ways that are actually a lot healthier for us as humans, so mentally at least. I really enjoyed it. It was great, and everybody should read it. I also got a memoir. It is called Women Are the Future of Islam, a Memoir of Hope by Shireen Kankan. And so this book is about a woman from, I believe she's from somewhere in Scandinavia or something, and she is a Muslim woman, and she's an imam, which is like, that's a little bit controversial. Not a little bit controversial, that's very controversial. And I think this is about her sort of reclaiming Islam and reclaiming women's power and agency in Islam. I don't know what to expect from this one, but I'm very excited to give it a read. I've been seeing it in the store sitting around. I've never heard anybody talk about it, and I finally decided to pick it up and give it a go and see what I think of it. So I really don't know what to expect, but hopefully I like it, and hopefully I enjoy Kankan's ideas. So the last nonfiction book that I have here is called The Rise and Fall of the Dinosaurs, A New History of Their Lost World by Steve Brussett. So I'm very fascinated by dinosaurs. Wow. Dinosaurs. Great. I'm very fascinated by dinosaurs and animals in general. I don't really talk about it that much on my channel, but I really, really love animals. And growing up, I loved animals and nature and all that kind of stuff. And school basically made me hate science, so I kind of fell out of love with all of those things. And eventually, I got back into it. And now I'm like super duper fascinated with not just animals, but like prehistoric animals and deep time and ancient history. So I watch a lot of PBS Eons and It's Okay to Be Smart. And It's Okay to Be Smart actually made a video where they talk about what a dinosaur really is. Because as you might have heard in popular culture, birds are actually, scientifically speaking, they are a subspecies of dinosaurs, and it's technically incorrect to say that dinosaurs have gone extinct. But then there are things like Dimetrodon, which actually was not a dinosaur. So a pigeon is a dinosaur, but Dimetrodon isn't. So they kind of made a video talking about like what is a dinosaur, and they also kind of talked about dinosaurs. They didn't really say it like this, but they basically said like dinosaur is a social construct, and I kind of really love that. And the person who they sort of interviewed as an authority in the video was this person, and they talked about his book, or they mentioned his book, and I guess if that was meant to like promote his book, it worked, at least for me, because I went and I bought it. So I'm really looking forward to reading it. I don't know what to expect. I don't know what angle in terms of the writing or the narrative Steve is going to take, but I'm definitely looking forward to learn a little bit more about dinosaurs. Hi everybody, Editing Saajid here. I realized in the melee of things I forgot to talk about one of my non-fiction books that I got, and that is Far From Mecca, Globalizing the Muslim Caribbean by Aliyah. So this one, I've talked about it quite a few times on my channel already. I need to get to this really soon. It is basically an academic book about the history and the cultural experiences of Muslims in the Caribbean, both Black and Indian Muslims. And I'm super duper excited for this because it's the first of its kind. I think it's the first academic text, or at least if not one of the first published academic texts that deals solely with the Muslim Caribbean experience. And that is something that is essential to me and what I'm studying for my thesis. So I'm super duper excited to dive into this one, and I'm so glad that something like this finally exists. Now I am going to insert the clip of my friend and I at the bookstore, and I hope you all enjoy that, and I'll get back to y'all after that's finished. This is Jade. Say hi, Jade.
Hi.
So, we're on our way to the bookstore. I just picked up Jade at her house that I didn't know where it was, but I found it. So it's fine. We're good. So we're going to go to the bookstore and buy books that we don't need. And spend money that we don't have.
Yep.
Yeah. It's gonna be great. Say it.
Say what?
The meme you were saying about the meme.
Right. I was saying that I saw this meme like last week that said, I don't know who needs to hear this right now, but you don't need all those books. So.
You really don't, but who cares?
We're gonna get it anyway.
Exactly. Okay, y'all, so they're located on Bond Street, right? Bond Street?
Yeah.
Or Bonds Road?
Bond Street.
Bond Street, yeah.
I think.
Yeah, it's called Book Dealers. This is their number, and this is their hours. So if you're in Trinidad, you want used books. It's 6. Hold on. Damn gate blocking. 6 to 8. 6 to 9. 06. Right. Come check them out. Mondays to Saturdays, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. So we're going to do a book haul. Jade's going first. Tell us what you got.
So, I got this junior handbook, Pokemon, for my nephew, because he's turning into a weeb, and I love it. I've also got scary stories for sleepovers, because a little trauma is good for childhood.
That's good, that's good. She's going to traumatize her nephews. We love it.
And of course, I got Every Kid's Guide to Understanding Human Rights.
Period.
Yeah.
Yes, free the gays.
And the best of my entire book haul, Frank Mccourt's Angelo's Ashes. I have book 2 and book 3 for years now, and I finally got book 1. In good
I love
condition,
when that happens.
I might add.
Yeah, it's like really pristine.
I also got The Magical Rules of Lord of the Rings, which is essentially like a guide. And the art. It's pretty.
Nice.
It's pretty. Let's see. I got a V.C. Andrews, what I'm assuming is a prequel.
Yeah, that's the with the mother story.
Yeah, to Flowers in the Attic.
The mother dies in a fire in book 3. Spoiler.
Everybody by now should know.
Yeah. I never watched the last movie though.
Neither me. Yeah, I still have to watch it. I also got the Tales of Beetle the Bard.
Beetle the Bard,
Which is
yeah.
not for me, but for another friend who really
Yeah,
loves
by
Harry
Emma
Potter.
Watson. We stand Emma Watson, who is the author of that book and not anybody else. We don't know. What's that? I think this is Greek for Emma Watson. Yeah. Yeah.
Yes. I got The Inheritance of Lost by Kieran. How do you say that? Desai?
Desai, yeah.
Desai. I don't know. It just looks good.
Yeah.
Looks like it's gonna be good.
Is it a man book, a winning book? It was a winner. It won 2006. So it's probably a really good book.
Yep. Great expectations.
Yeah.
That was a book pun.
Oh wow.
I didn't intentionally do it. I got Accordion Crimes because this looks like something that I would probably enjoy.
Mm-hmm.
Some kind of weird stuff. It's gonna have fun. Doctor Who I don't even know what it's called. Interference book
Interference.
1. I couldn't find any others in this,
Which is annoying.
and I was really annoyed. But
Wait till we get to the Star Wars, then you'll be really annoyed. Yeah.
so they had a lot of Star Wars books, but they didn't have them in order. So I got The Courtship of Leia. Yeah. No other books in reference to that. I don't know if this is like a solo book or actual like.
It's probably canon. It looks canon.
Yeah, I'm not too sure. This one, The Bounty Hunter, was book 1,
Mm-hmm.
and I got book 2, and book 3 was either hiding or non-existent.
So annoying.
And that's the end.
That's
of
Jade's
my
book haul.
stuff of-
Now it's my turn. So, first book that I got is 15 Dogs by Alexis. I don't know what this is about, but it's by a Trinidadian Canadian author. And everybody always tells me, like when I say I'm from Trinidad, that I should read this book. So now I got it, and I'm going to read it. I got The Alchemist by Paulo Coelho. I have no idea what this is about, but this is like, you know, when you're flirting with somebody on Tinder and you tell them that you really like books, and they say they like books too, but they only read one book, and this is that one book. So yeah, I got that so that I could know what all these waste of time people on Tinder reading. I also got Making Face, Making Soul. That, right?
Haciendo Caras.
Haciendo Caras. Period. Okay, creative and critical perspectives by feminists of color, edited by Gloria Anzaldúa. And Audre Lorde is in here, so you know we had to support.
Yeah, I'll
the
be taking
Lorde.
a lovely borrow.
Yeah, you'll be taking a borrow. Then I got some Amy Tan. They had 3 Amy Tans. One was mass market paperback, but I don't do mass market paperback, so I didn't take that one. So I got the Joy Luck Club, which I already read. Somebody wrote 20 on it.
Hand sanitizer.
Yeah. So, you know.
Rubbing alcohol.
I'll get it off somehow. And then we have, look at how cute Amy Tan looks here. Oh my god, I love this. So this is called The 100 Secret Senses. This is probably the most exciting book that I got because I've been wanting to just collect more Amy Tan books. And I like how this looks. I might eventually go on to buy the hardcover of this to match this, but for now, this is my Amy Tan collection. And then I'll just give away my paperback. Because that's what you do. You buy books and then you buy other editions of it and have multiple copies of the same book because you're materialistic. But the final set of books that I bought, y'all are going to be shook. Hold on, let me get them out of the bag. I bought the Twilight series, the entire thing. And I bought it because I think I want to do a vlog where I want to start doing like a series on my channel where I vlog myself reading popular books that I missed out on. And this is a very popular series that I missed out on. So I'm gonna read it. I'm probably not going to like it. Jade, do you think I'll like it?
No.
Yeah, I'm probably not going to. I'm probably not going to like it, but you know, just so you could know my thoughts on what Twilight are, I'm going to do that vlog for you. And I got them in pretty decent like condition. They're not bad. I got the first 2 in paperback and the last 2 in hardcover. And this looks like you know, something you'd see on like every booktuber's bookshelf. So I'm glad to have that and to feel like I'm a conventional reader now because I'm reading what everybody else is reading because you all don't read none of the same books that I read. But yeah, that is our book haul. So I hope you enjoyed that and you got a little bit of an extra haul from my friend Jade. You saw all of the books that she got as well as the books that I got, and yes, I know I'm reading Twilight. What is wrong with me? Maybe not my best decision, but I feel like y'all would enjoy that video, so let me know if you'd want to see that in the comments down below. The last book that I have to haul is actually a book that Jade gave me that day. So when we got back home, she was like, she don't want to read this anymore, so she gave it to me, and it is 100 Years of Solitude by Gabriel Garcia Marquez. Now, I don't know what it's about. I think it follows a family in a town in Colombia, and that's pretty much everything I know about it. But I know that it is hailed for being like a pioneer in magical realism or fabulism, this book in particular, but also this author in general. I've heard mixed things about it. It seems like it's going to be a very dense and heavy read, so not something that I'll probably read anytime soon, but I am definitely looking forward to reading it and seeing what the big deal is. And there you have it. Those are all of the books that I've bought within the past 4 months. In the comments down below, I'd love to know if you've read any of these books and if you have any thoughts on them. Thank you all ever so much for watching this video. I hope you have a lovely, lovely day, and until next time, inshallah, keep reading.